loves, how are you guys doing today? I would like to share with you a part of my life and what I go through. I am a licensed cosmetologist professionally, but right now I'm a stay-at-home mom. And I am a stay-at-home mom right now, not by choice. I have severe endometriosis. I have had it since 2008. I have had 7 surgeries dealing with this, and I am about to have my 8th surgery in December. So life gets frustrating with endometriosis. It is very painful for those who do not know what endometriosis is. It is the tissue, the tissue that's supposed to line the uterus for you to have your period every month. It is when it grows outside of your uterus and it makes adhesions and connects to other organs and in other areas, usually in the pelvis. There's only like a 10% chance for you to be able to get it outside of the pelvic area and up higher, and in really rare cases it can go all the way up to the brain. So in my case, it has gotten to my liver and it's on my diaphragm. So when I have to have 2 surgeons that's going to do this surgery to go in and remove it's a small mass, but it's to remove the mass that's on my liver, and it's kind of connected to my diaphragm. So they have to remove everything that they can. And I had a hysterectomy 3 years ago, thinking that it will be over because the pain was just horrible. It was just excruciating. Like I would pass out. It was just unbearable. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So I just found out recently with the new doctor that I'm going to at Duke University that what they have been thinking is a cyst is actually a remnant of my ovary that was left by my gynecologist here that did most of my surgeries here locally where I live. So it has been a headache because with endometriosis, and when you get endometriosis and it's severe, there are only a few doctors in the US, really worldwide, that can excise the endometriosis off accurately to where you won't have as bad of pain or less chance of it growing back. It is not a cure for it, so no one can guarantee you 100%. So I found some doctors that, actually 3 doctors here in the U.S., Dr. Andrew Cook in California, Dr. Cameron Nazat, and his brother, which I can't remember his first name, but Dr. Cameron is in California also, and his brother is in Atlanta. So the problem with those doctors is if you do find one that does take insurance or that's in network, is still kind of really expensive. Dr. Cook, even with my insurance, I would have had to pay like almost $25,000 out of pocket up front, which is very expensive. I just heard of a new doctor in New York that's supposed to be a little cheaper, but I'm already going to the doctor at Duke. So I'm hoping when they go in, they are able to get as much as they can, if not all of it, and that I don't have to deal with this anymore. That is my prayer. I am claiming it. I'm praying to God and claiming that this surgery will be the last surgery that I have to have and the last time I have to deal with endometriosis. I want to be able to live my life. In 2007, I joined the military. Highlight of my life, I was young. It was what I wanted to do, and I wanted to make a career out of it. So in 2008, when I found out I had endometriosis, it was not even a year after basic training. So to I had to go into surgery because they find out if you have endometriosis through surgery. They can only speculate on what your symptoms are to tell you have endometriosis. They have to go in and do a surgery to tell you that. So my first surgery was in 2008, and when he went in, he even said that it was bad. And a lot of people are like, well, could be what you eat. It could be a number of things that can make the endometriosis grow more. But if anybody knows anything about basic training, when you come out of basic training and your job training for the military, you're probably in the best shape that you have ever been in life. And I came in wearing a size 9 pants. I came out wearing a 3. So, not only, I probably had no body fat, like none at all. So, I was really healthy when I found out I had it. When I was in basic training, I used to have really, really bad cramps, and they would treat me for bad cramps, and they would just say, well, you just have bad periods. This is normal. Some women have this. So they were just treating me for cramps, and they were just giving me pain medicine when I was in basic training. So when I got out, it just kept getting worse and kept getting worse. And I went to my doctor for the first time. I had just found him, and he said that he seen a cyst that looks like it was about to rupture. It was a large cyst on my ovaries. So that's what made him go in, and how we found out I had endometriosis. So fast forward to 2014, after I've had so many surgeries. I had my hysterectomy out already. I had actually chose to have my hysterectomy because I wanted to stay in the military. I hadn't had my own kids, so I've never been pregnant. And that decision was probably the hardest decision that I've had to make in life. I literally, before surgery, had nightmares of a baby crying. And I remember it being a little girl, and she was so beautiful, and she looked just like me. And she was just crying and screaming and crying in my dream. And it was like she was an infant. She was just like crying and screaming in my dream. And I was just in so much pain. The pain was so bad that I just decided, well, I'm just going to go ahead and have the surgery because I'm tired of being in pain. I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm tired of going through this. So that was why I made the decision that I made. If I would have known that I still would be in pain 3 years later, that I still would have to have surgeries after my hysterectomy, I would not have had a hysterectomy. But God is so great. I had my hysterectomy, I think it was in June of 2013. Ella was born, my daughter now that I adopted, was born on September the 8th, 2013. Her mother knew she was going to be taken and asked me if I would get her. At the time, like any parent, I didn't think I was ready. But I didn't want to see a beautiful baby go into the DSS system. I did not want to see that. So I got her. And everything happened so fast. I had just had surgery. I was just healing up from surgery right after my hysterectomy. I had to go in and have an emergency surgery because of complications that happened with the surgery. So I had literally had 2 surgeries back to back. and I still was going through pain and still ended up having the surgery the next year, not even 3 months later. But I got her, and I had so much help with her. It was such a blessing. She literally had nothing. I had to do everything, and I had like my captains in the military. Shout out to Amanda. My friends in the military just helped me so much with getting ready and getting the stuff I needed for her. And my family, my mother, my aunt, my boyfriend at the time, everybody just helped me with get ready for her. And so I got her, and then my boyfriend became my fiance, and we got married. We adopted her together, which was a blessing. And now that is like my life. It is my life. I do still have emotional times where I'm grieving not being able to conceive, and with me being married now, not being able to give my husband a child is really hard. It's really emotional and tough to deal with. Sometimes I pray my way through it. I use music as my therapy. To have the pain and the level of pain that you have with endometriosis really messes with you mentally. It really affects your life and your relationships drastically. It's some days that I can't even get out of the bed. Most days that I can't get out of the bed because my pain has been at the peak now. And having to deal with new doctors and people that don't really realize the amount of pain that you're in. Had to stop doing hair to be able to keep my body at a comfort level to where I'm not in the floor or not balled up crying every night from trying to make myself work or make myself do something. Everything affects my body so drastically. And then I have a craving for sugar that is ridiculous. And I really see endometriosis more like a fungal disease. Like it craves, and your body kind of craves certain stuff, and you want the stuff even though it's not good for you. So I'm trying my best to get away from the sugar and to go as natural as possible. I really want to go vegan. I've tried it. I just got to get disciplined. So it's really the best. Like a lot of people talk about how they've been healed from a lot of diseases with vegan. So I really, 2017, probably before 2017, I'm thinking about going vegan. But with endometriosis, and I see how there's so many females that have endometriosis now. My advice for the younger women that maybe haven't had a hysterectomy or haven't did a lot of surgeries, try to stay away from the surgeries if you can. Try to do natural routes if you can, holistic routes if you can bear doing them. I feel like with the more surgeries I've had, the worse my situation has gotten. Because when you heal up from surgery, your body produces scar tissue to help you heal. And endometriosis is basically scar tissue. So, and then your body feeds. Endometriosis feeds off of estrogen, which we're females, we have estrogen. And your body, endometriosis feeds off of gluten, which is basically in everything we eat now, and sugar, which is basically in everything we eat now. So if you can do a lifestyle change, really do it. Like, really look into doing that and changing your life, because it could keep you from having to make some really big decisions in life at a young age when you really don't want to. And adoptions, with me, it was a relative adoption, so it was fairly easy. When I say easy, you still have to go through stuff, especially with DSS if they're already put in the DSS system. But it was easier for me to do a relative adoption than it is for a person that's doing a regular adoption through adoption agencies. One, is very expensive. Two, it's a lot of inspection stuff that you would think have nothing to do with adoptions, like the fire department inspections, and the windows happen to be a certain size for emergency exit reasons and fire plans being in place. And it's a lot of like little tedious stuff that'll drive you crazy. And it's a lot of financial stuff that you have to make sure everything is in line. And there are a lot of kids that need to be adopted. You would think it would be a little bit easier to adopt, but no. So I do want to become a foster mom and adopt another child. So I will have to go through that stuff. So I did research it, and it is a lot, but I feel like it's worth it. It's helping out another life that wouldn't have had a chance to be helped, or would have been through a lot of things that a person shouldn't have to go through. So if you are able, if you have the means, adoption is definitely good. But as a woman, I can tell you it is very hard not to be able to conceive. I got Ella when she was a month and a half, so I did get to share a lot of the newborn stage and the cuteness and the wonderfulness, and you just wish they stay that size. But I didn't get to go through the pregnancy, which I've kind of always wanted to do. You know, some people might think I'm crazy. And after seeing my best friend go through labor, I was like, it's a lot. But I did want to go through that phase. So that's the part that I long for that I don't have. So, and you can never get it back. It's like a permanent life decision that you can never get back. So really, really think about it. And if you're at the place where you absolutely have to have a hysterectomy, the pain is just too unbearable. It's too much going on. It could be life-threatening to you. And you make the decision to say, yes, I'm going to go ahead and have a hysterectomy. There are other options like freezing your eggs. I wish I would have froze my eggs. Things happened like really, really fast with me. But my doctor did tell me when I was like 20, 21 that I probably wouldn't be able to have my own child. My uterus and my tubes were like really messed up at the time. So if you have the option, freeze your eggs, because like there's so much technology and stuff that's out. There's so like surrogate mothers and other ways, and there's a new research for uterus transplant, and there's actually a lady that had a baby from the uterus transplant, and the baby lived, and they're doing good. The one here was put on hold because of difficulties they had with it, but it was a successful one overseas. So, you know, fast forward 5-10 years from now, no telling what'll be out. But with the transplant, you have to have pre-frozen eggs. So, but that is a lot. That's a lot to deal with. So just try to make your decisions wisely. Try to look into as much natural resources as you can. I know Dr. Sebi that just passed away, but his shop is still open in California, and you can find it online. Has a lot of herbs and a lot of natural remedies to take to heal your body. And vegan, raw vegan, I heard is very well, does very well. So it's options out there. I know I've dragged this on very long, but that is just a little bit about me. That's my little vent for today about my endometriosis and what I've been through thus far. I will be updating you guys after the surgery. I'll probably do like a little vlog of the surgery process. I go for my pre-op in November, so I'll probably do like a little vlog to let you guys see a little bit of what we go through with these doctors and the healing in the hospital. So that's a little bit about me and my story. I hope it inspires somebody. I hope it touches someone. And I hope I gave some valuable information to you guys. So you guys have a blessed day. Much love. Success. Love you. Mwah.